Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've done a video like this where I just sit down and kind of talk about what's going on with the team, and I wanted to do a sort of end of the month check-in, retrospective, whatever you want to call it, because this has been the best month the Rangers have had in literally 3 years. June of 2019 was the last time they had a winning month, and this month they have secured a winning month. Currently 16-10. There is still one game left at the time of me recording this. I'm actually recording this about 2 hours before the final game of the month, but I wanted to get this out before that because it really doesn't matter what happens in the final game. If we're talking about the big picture of the whole month here, and they just had a huge win over Tampa last night. Also, Martin Perez getting the start tonight, and he literally has the best ERA in baseball right now, 1.6, I believe. So, getting off topic a little bit, but taking a look at where the Rangers currently sit, 23-24, third place in the AL West, and let's take a look actually at the AL West. That puts them 7 games back of first place, and okay, it doesn't show the wild card, I don't think, but the wild card, they're like 3 or 4 games back of the wild card, so very interesting situation developing, and it's only May, or about to be June, so it's basically only June. Don't get too carried away with this yet, but we'll get into all of that here shortly. So I just want to point that out. They're well within striking distance of the division. In 2015, they came back from like 8 or 9 games down at a way later point in the season, so that's good news. But yeah, 23-24, currently at 8.8% chance to make the postseason. I think that was way higher than they gave them going into the season, so hey, that's something. But still a minuscule projection to win the World Series, and they're not exactly going for that every year. I mean, you always want to be going for it, but you know what I mean. It wasn't expected for them to make it, much less win it. So getting into kind of some of the splits, the nitty-gritty stats here. The big one, of course, like I said, 16-10 in May. And the most interesting thing here, actually, is the runs scored and the runs allowed. Exact same runs allowed. It will more than likely change tonight unless Perez throws another complete game shutout. But runs allowed, exactly the same. The difference being 30 more runs scored compared to April, and still having that having a positive runs scored to runs allowed ratio, and that is exactly, I mean, that's exactly how you win, quite literally speaking. You score more than you give up, you're going to win some ball games. Big change, though, is this winning percentage, right? A .615 winning percentage puts you at about 99 or 100 wins. So I don't know if they'll keep up that pace, but that's exciting. And then there's some of these miscellaneous stats. I did find it interesting that they are 2-1 in extra innings, and they're 2-7 in one-run games. I thought it was a lot higher. I guess they've had some of the late inning comebacks here where it's been like, you know, top of the ninth. Like recently, Nathaniel Lowe had that 2-run home run in the top of the ninth when it was a one-run game. A little bit of a tongue twister there. When it was a one-run game, and then they ended up winning 4-2, I think. So then, obviously not a one-run game anymore. Interestingly enough, they're doing pretty well in blowout games. Don't know what to make of that. I mean, I don't know how you are up by 5 runs and have 5 losses, but these are not important stats. The largest difference this month has been the pitching. I mean, talked about Perez already. The bullpen has been pretty phenomenal, really, since like this last part of April, but they've just kept it going. I don't have the exact numbers on that, but I did want to pull up the current team batting and all of that. So take a look at the pitching here. Currently, the entire team is sitting at a 3.95 ERA. And let's sort this by. There we go. This will tell us what we need to know. So just below league average for ERA, and that's fine. You can win a handful of ball games going at league average. As you can see, the Mets 378, they have 33 wins, and they're just above league average. And then you got the Dodgers, who are sub 3 as an entire pitching staff, which is nuts. But they also have 33 wins. So there's different ways to get there. You know, if your offense is rolling, you will get there. But that has been the largest difference for the Rangers this month. And I think we can get into those stats. I'll pull those up in a second. But looking at the hitting, I'm sure the runs per game, yeah, got to be above league average. They've gone on a pretty good tear recently. 9 runs against a very good Tampa pitching staff last night. Phenomenal. I don't look at the batting average anymore because the league is hitting 239, so you can't really think you can't think much about that. As long as the runs per game scored is above league average, you can be sitting pretty if you got a good pitching staff. So that's exciting. Let's just take a look though, just for fun. So yeah, they're just at about league average, 234. And I mean, even the Rockies, who literally play in the most hitter-friendly ballpark statistically, are only hitting 265 as a team. So it's definitely a bit of a dead ball era, as I've heard people start to mention. And look at Oakland, though, 213. I mean, that was kind of why I was shocked that they didn't pull off the sweep. But, you know, sweeps are tough, so that was fine. You win the series 3 out of 4 games. And I'm getting off topic again, but my point is, offense, don't look at the batting average. You want to look at this number. Above league average in runs scored. Look at the Dodgers once again. 6 runs per game almost. That's just not fair. They score 6 a game and only give up 3 a game. I mean, that's World Series recipe right there if I've ever seen one. So we can look at the fielding because that's been a bit of a struggle recently. I will say that. And I'm sure they're very well aware of it, but we saw the game against Oakland. That was the sole reason they lost that game. Let's take a look at fielding percentage. Yeah, 980, which on paper, you think 98% of the time, yeah. But that puts them 4th to last. And I'm sure they're at the top of this list. Oh, no, they're not yet. Or hopefully not at all, but they're top 6. They're 6th. Tied for 5th in errors, which is not good. Defensive runs saved is negative. And look, a lot of this might be skewed because of the fact that the first month, I mean, we saw it here, first month was 7-14. So I don't want to look into that too much, but my point is the fielding is the current blunder. The offense above average, pitching pretty much exactly at league average, and the fielding is the current blunder. So actually, I guess this is the total zone, total. I don't know how these I don't know how these stats work, but I know fielding percentage and I know errors, and that's really all we got to look at. I'm sure they're high up in double plays, though. Yeah, they use the double play a lot, and it works for them. So that's that, though. And I guess we can take a look. I don't know how to actually do it by month here. I don't think you can break it down by month on Baseball Reference for the specific stats, but this is just, I wanted to take a look at the pitching here. And I mean, this rotation is not bad. Mainly Perez. But Dunning, he's up and down. It seems like he doesn't always get run support when he's starting, so that's a thing. Taylor Hearn's sort of getting his groove going. Glenn Otto had a great start last night. And then the last couple for John Gray have actually not been bad. He did well against Houston in that last that last game. I believe that was his last start when he went 6 quality innings and they just couldn't quite score. But this is the telling number here. ERA plus average is 100, and it adjusts it between ballparks and all that stuff. So yeah, 243 is is pretty good, I'd say. And look at the bullpen. I mean, numbers don't lie. 239, 139, 111, 230, 358 for Brock Burke. I mean, come on. Obviously, bullpen numbers are going to be skewed, but if we take a look here, most of the qualifying players are at above 100. And yeah, believe it or not, Matt Bush on there too. I am hoping soon that they call up some of these younger pitchers from the minors, because I don't see why not. And I'm not talking about Jack Leiter. He's not going to be ready yet. But guys like Cole Winn, might be a little early for him, but this year should see Cole Winn, I think. And then the other Cole Ragans, I probably still say that wrong. Sorry about that. But guys like that, and even some bullpen guys, because the rotation on paper, the numbers aren't pretty, but they're better than what their ERAs are, which sounds dumb, but you know what I mean? They're just below average technically, apart from Perez. So obviously Gray's not going to go anywhere. Perez definitely won't go anywhere right now. But Otto might be earning his spot back a little bit. Dunning is fine. And they might have to see. I think Hearn is good, but not as a starter. At least this year, it hasn't quite worked out for him. So anyway, before I get any more off topic, because I thought this was going to be a short video, but we're at 12 minutes, so oops. But before I get off topic, I'll close it with this. The fielding is the current struggle. Bullpen and the rotation have started to come around a little bit. Martin Perez having the best season he's ever had up to this point. And the offense is starting to have more than just the main guys click. We had Eli White with a great day yesterday on both sides of the plate. Josh Smith, 3-hit debut. Marcus Semien starting to come around. He had his first home run not that long ago. Corey Seager just still doing his thing. So there's a lot of parts that are starting to click. And I had to explain this to a lot of people. It's when the team is so new, not just the roster, but the coaching, the management, lots of new parts were added this year and different. So it takes a while for that to click. And I think they have a sustainable team here, sustainable success. This series will be telling against Tampa. Game 1, good so far. So let me know what y'all think of how the Rangers are doing. This kind of was a full season analysis, but I was mainly trying to focus on the month of May. So let me know what y'all think, and appreciate you watching. Talk to y'all later.